Hey Wargamers, it's Sir Steinylord, and today we're gonna have a closer look at the F6F3 Hellcat, the most widely used carrier-based fighter during the Second World War by the US forces, of course. And this piece of equipment was developed due to the appearance of the A6M20 of the Imperial Japanese Navy. So, when the US forces first encountered the Zeros, they were equipped with the F4F Hellcats, Wildcats, sorry. And as you can see, the Wildcats, they don't have much speed. They have pretty shitty turn time, and the rate of climb is not as good as of the Zeros. So, yeah. They needed a better plane, a stronger plane, a more powerful plane, so they developed the F6F3 Hellcat. And of course, a similar plane were developed by the US forces. It was the Corsair. And although the Corsair had superior speed, the Navy chose this plane to be carrier operated just because of the fact it was easier to land. And yeah, I know. Now we're talking about easier to land in terms of landing on a carrier who's rolling around in a rough sea in the Pacific Ocean when your life depends on landing. Yeah, I think easy isn't the right word for it, but yeah, of course, you need nerves and balls of steel if you're trying to land this on a floating deck of a carrier. It's just, yeah, really tough guys flying these machines. Okay, what's so special about this plane? This plane was built to get a little bit of a chance fighting against the Zeros. And of course, also a fact well known, the Zeros that first encountered the Wildcats, they were battle-hardened veterans, and the Wildcats were just, the pilots of the Wildcats were just like, yeah, fresh from fighter school, so no combat experience, and the Zeros just dominated them. Really, really bad. And we're gonna have a look at the Zeros. First of all, they got a pretty decent speed. The turn time is just amazing. The turn time of this can keep up with Spitfires, and these ones are kind of the best dogfighters in this whole game, especially at these tiers. Its rate of climb is pretty decent, not the best one, not the worst one. The armament, 20mm cannons and 7.7mm machine guns. Yeah, pretty decent if you can hit with it. So the Japanese thought by building the Zero, they build it lightweight and as much maneuverable as they can, just because of the fact if you can't hit it, it don't need any armor. The US forces, although they got the other way by developing the Hellcat, they thought about putting armored glass and armor plates in it, self-sealing fuel tanks, things like that, as much protection as the pilot needed. So this plane just can take quite a few hits and just keeps on doing its job. So the pilot will come home safe, even if a little bit of the wing will be ripped off or something like that. The armament is 6 50 caliber machine guns with 2,400 rounds in it. It's really a shitload of ammunition. You will see later on you can fire like for ages with it. And yeah, you don't have to hit a Zero pretty hard to knock him out of the skies, cause as I mentioned earlier, he has no armament, no self-sealing fuel tanks whatsoever. So, how to fight a Zero in the Hellcat? As I mentioned, the Zero is a very lightweight fighter. Its average weight in combat is about 2 tons, while he has 940 horsepower available. The Hellcat, its average combat weight is 5 tons and it has a 2000 horsepower engine. What this means for you piloting the Hellcat: don't go in horizontal turn fights with a Zero. If you're doing that, you're gonna lose. But if you're going vertically with this plane, it kind of outperforms the Zero. Not by climbing upwards, as you can see the rate of climb is not that good, but if you gain some energy in a dive, and you're gaining much more energy in a dive, cause yeah, 5 tons fall out of the sky pretty much faster than 2 tons, just simple fact of nature. And if you're doing loops with a Zero, you will gain much more energy in a dive than he will. And as you can see, the rate of climb due to the horsepower that this engine has is pretty much the same. So you will excel at doing loops with a Zero. So turn fighting only vertically with a Zero. And another thing about it is, if a Zero is on your tail, as you can see, it's far superior in speed. It's 100 kph faster than the Zero. Just put this thing into a dive and he will have no chance whatsoever keeping up with you. Another thing which comes with the 5-ton weight of this plane is it is much more stable during maneuvers you put up with about 500 kph or something like that. A Zero will just be like a paper plane in the wind, and this thing, this massive beast of a plane, just forces its way down to the air. And yeah, it's just a Zero can't keep up a dive with you. So if a Zero's on your tail, dive away, let him get bored, let him get turn around and get him. So enough of this plane, let's see this thing in action. So we're here at the Bulge fighting the Germans. Let's get a quick start. And what I always tend to do, I look around and see what guys are with me. So getting off very smoothly, retracting flaps and gear, and heading for the combat area. And as you can see, always climbing. And we will do a little bit of a time warp here, because it's not funny to watch me flying up for 3 minutes or something like that. It's just amazingly boring, as you all will know from realistic battles. So a little bit of a time warp here. And here we are on 5,000 meters of altitude. No enemy spotted. I've taken a look around and there's an enemy ME-410, an AI observation plane. So killing this will give our ground forces a little bit of an advantage. So I'm gonna go for it. Just sneaking through the clouds. And up we go. So, getting in a little bit closer, I have hit his gunner, set him on fire, he is down. And as you can see, always gain a little bit of altitude after it. Take a little look around what's going on. There's an Ju-88, there's a bot, and I'm looking out for enemy fighters, because they are the most dangerous of all. But I don't see any of them. Level out a little bit. And here is a battle message. The Wellington got hit by a Bf-109. I don't have him on its radar. So, but I know the Wellington is down there. He's low and slow, and if the Bf-109 is gonna crit at him, he has to be down there if I can see him, or our Wellington did not see him. So cutting the throttle and diving, cause as I mentioned, the 5 tons will give enough power in a dive. You don't even need your engines, so I'm cooling them off. Maybe I'll need them later. And there's a bot, there's the Wellington, and somewhere around there has to be another bot, the BF-109. Hello! Now he's low and slow and he has no chance whatsoever avoiding my attack. So I'm going in for the kill right behind him, getting up close and personal, and we critted him. As you can see, hammering the throttle open, gaining some altitude back so he won't be able to follow us. So next dive, just putting this thing down. And we're getting in close. I always open up about 400 meters away where the guns are zeroed. So we critted him again, hammering the throttle open and avoiding contact. So this guy is still flying. Then we go in again. Here we come. Oh no, he has crashed. Okay, that was enough for him. So gaining a little bit of speed and altitude, which is energy back. And there we have some bots. So let's strafe them a little bit. Maybe we'll rip them apart. Here he comes. Oh, terrible aim. Terrible aim. And I've hit him once. And as you can see, another bot hit me a little bit, so I'm going angry and really pissed on them. He has just crashed. There's another one. Hit him as well. Again, hammering the throttle open while climbing and turning, because the bots just can't keep up a climb with you. But they all do. They can outturn you in their biplanes, but yeah, no challenge. And the first one has crashed, and there is another one, but he's been chased by a friend of ours, so climb away, just leave him alone, and look for more victims. So I decided to head for the Ju-88, or at least in the main combat direction. Not much enemy players left, and this guy just getting ripped apart by our other allies. So we're heading this way, always looking around, see if we can spot some dots on the horizon. And yeah, there the Ju-88 is gone. And yeah, look for targets. Nothing to strafe down there. You can't really harm a light pillbox with your 50 caliber machine guns. So, but I have enough fuel left and still a lot of ammunition, because as I mentioned earlier, this thing has a really great load of ammunition, so I won't have to turn back to reload, and no enemies there. And as you can see, the anti-air opens up on us, but we have a scout plane next to me and they prioritize him. So if he leaves, I won't stay in this area, because even if I'm high up and fast, the anti-air could still hit me. So let's see what's up on their airfield, because as you can see, the main battle area, there were no planes at all, and we've done a little bit of a time warp. And as you can see on the ground, there is a dot moving from the airfield, but we're going to change our course and see what he will do in this situation. And I think he has not seen me and he's over the woods now. But yeah, let's dive and get him. Just cutting the throttle. We are gaining enough speed by diving. We don't need to accelerate this fast, and we should get out behind him. And if he isn't aware of the situation and looking around, he won't see that one coming. So hello my friend, just getting close and personal. You have all the time in the world. He seemed not to have spotted me, but yeah, let's see. 400 meters, opening up, critted him 2 times and climbing away, and he's tumbling to the earth, so not a big deal. What we have here, another HE-111 German bomber, and a bot is following me. But yeah, this time I won't surprise the bomber pilot, because obviously he has seen that I've shot down his fighter escort. So let's turn in on him. And let's shortly check. Always keep an eye on the radar. As you can see, the bot's coming in close, so maybe I'll get a strafe on him too. And yeah, he's coming in really close, so let's strafe him. And here goes his wings, and heading for the bomber. And here we go. Set him on fire, very nice, very nice. And we don't have to worry about anything else, cause he's the last player alive on the enemy team. And he's burning to death. Oh, he put out the fire, so we're gonna go for another run. This one was kind of shitty, but as you can see, I have pretty much ammunition left, so I'm gonna go strafe him a little bit more. He's turning into us. We have all the time in the world. Just aim a little bit carefully. Critted him again. And we still have ammunition left, so we'll go in for another strafe. And he's simply bombers, German bombers especially, are no match for fighters, cause they only have little 7.7mm machine guns. So yeah, and we are out of ammunition, and this thing is still flying. So we are going home. Finally, after this lot of shooting, and I'm gonna inform my team that I'm returning to base. This thing is still flying. Well, tough plane. Oh, spoken too soon. Now he's down. The whole lot of the enemy teams is away, as you can see. And we've pretty much won the game. So yeah. So let's look for the result screen. And I've gotten 4 awards as I've seen right there. And let's just look. First place. Yay me! Oh yeah, lots of credits coming in. Oh, and unlocked the rockets. It was a long time as I played with this plane. Let's see the result screen. Yeah, we did pretty well. Killed a lot of their forces and did a pretty decent job. So, if you liked it, please consider rating it down below, and thank you, and till next time. See ya!